80% of all small businesses in America fail in the first 5 years. Why? It's not because the product sucks. Most of the time, it's because the business owner confuses doing the work with building the business. Most of them think, oh, I'm a great baker. Let me open a bakery. I'm a talented designer. Let me open a design agency. I'm an amazing therapist. Let me open my own private practice. But here's the trap. Being good at the work, being a great baker, doesn't mean you can run a bakery. Being a great accountant doesn't mean you can run an accounting firm. Being a great technician doesn't mean you'll be a successful entrepreneur. This is the E-myth, the entrepreneurial myth, and it traps millions of business owners inside of the very thing they're trying to escape. A job. Except that the job that they built from the self have no time off, no paid vacation, and has a lot more stress than their previous job. Let me break down why most small businesses fail according to the E-myth and have a breakdown of how to escape that trap step by step. Who am I and why I'm making this video? Hi, my name is Eli Raff. I help small business owners get out of the day-to-day operation so they can focus on growth, expansion, vision, strategy, work on the business, not in it. We help those businesses build the right team, the systems, the processes, the protocols, the structure, so the business runs smoothly without being dependent on the owner. We're like the right-hand operator for a lot of visionary founders, whether they want to scale, make more money, whether they want to scale back and work less, or they want to prepare their business for an exit for a top dollar. That's what we do. We helped over 25 different businesses in 8 different industries in 2025 alone. And we're seeing patterns with a lot of business owners. And that's why this video is packed with value that can help small business owners escape the trap. One of the first foundations of the E-myth is every entrepreneur wears 3 hats. The entrepreneur, the visionary, the dreamer, the innovator. He's future focused. He thinks in vision, possibilities, innovation. The second hat he's wearing is the manager, detail oriented, systematic, pragmatic. He thinks in past tense. He loves structure, systems, protocols. And there's the technician, the doer, the person that actually doing the work. He's usually present focused on actually doing the work. He delivers the product or service. And what we find that in the E-myth and our experience with clients, we find that most founders spend 70 to 90% of their time in technician mode. So if they're working X amount of hours a week, they spend about 70 to 90% of that X doing the work, delivering the products or service. They're not managing, they're not thinking about vision, they're doing. And that's the trap. It feels productive because they're always busy, but to build dependence doesn't build the business and it doesn't build freedom, right? And that leads me to the second principle, which is most entrepreneurs are the technicians with a seizure, right? Because most entrepreneurs are stuck doing the work. They're stuck in technician mode, not in growth mode. And I'll give an example for the first 2 principles. A plumber was working for a plumbing company for a few years. He's amazing at his job. He services clients amazingly. He does commercial, does residential, doesn't matter, but he's a great plumber. After a few years of doing an amazing work, he decides to open his own company. A plumber opens his own business, his own plumbing business. He does the plumbing, he takes calls, he chases invoices, he fixes emergencies at night. At that point, he's not just a plumber, he's wearing all hats and he's drowning at his job, he's drowning at his business. A successful entrepreneur, a successful business owner needs to schedule a time to wear all 3 hats, especially the entrepreneur time, because most business owners, they find the time of being the technician, doing the work, and being the manager, managing the team whenever they have few key players. But almost all entrepreneurs, they don't have focused time for the entrepreneur time. They don't have a CEO time blocked in their calendar. And that's the way to build a business. That's a way to build something greater than yourself. You have to have a scheduled time that is consistent and efficient every week inside of your calendar, that's your time to work on the entrepreneur time. Schedule an hour a week to work on the business, not in it. Because doing the work and running a business is a whole different ballgame. It takes new skills to become a great entrepreneur. It takes leadership skills, hiring skills, delegation skills, systems, marketing, managing cash flow. It's all things you never done before. And being good at the work doesn't mean you're going to be a great entrepreneur. So in that 1 hour a week, in that CEO time block, you have to start thinking like a builder, not like a doer. The next takeaway is systems are the real product. If your business slows down or falls apart when you take a week off, you don't really have a business. You own a job with overhead. The real product isn't the pie. The real product isn't the burger. The real product is the system that delivers, whether it's a pie or a burger, consistently and perfectly without you. based on your standards. Because a bakery that runs without the head baker, that's a system. A restaurant that runs without the head chef all the time, that's a successful restaurant. A service company, whether it's a home service or professional service, that the clients get consistent results based on the standards of the owner without the owner being there holding everything together, that's a system. So how do you build that system? You document every repeatable task. You create simple, clear, direct SOPs, which is like a simple checklist or bullet points to actually how to do the task. And you make it so simple that a new hire that doesn't know anything about your business can learn it in 7 days without your instructions. So essentially you have to build the system, you have to train the person, and then let your systems run the show, because systems are your real product. This is how McDonald's and Starbucks sell the same product in every state of America and across the world. Not because they have better employees, baristas, or chefs, whatever it is. It's because they have bulletproof operational manuals and training protocols that produce an efficient and great results based on their standards. Start with one simple task and then go from there. The next step is knowing the 3 stages of business. Michael Gerber in the book The E-Myth says that there's 3 stages to every business. There's the infancy stage. That's where you do everything, kind of like hustle mode, grind mode. It feels chaotic, but you're the one doing everything, and that's what needs to happen in that stage of the business. Then if you're able to move to the next step, which is the adolescence, is you start hiring, you start building a team, but without systems, without protocols, without structure. And for the most part, chaos expands with every new hire. And then if you're lucky enough, you move to the maturity space, where your systems lead, where people follow the systems, the protocols, the procedures, where you lead people, where you become a real leader, where you work on the business, not in the business. That's a great stage of business. And that's what we're helping small business owners do. Your goal as a business owner is to skip the infancy stage, move into the adolescent stage. At this stage, most businesses die. Those that reach maturity, they become the scalable, they become the sellable asset, and really become sustainable, because you'll be able to create cash flow without always being in the business. The next stage and the next lesson is all about innovate, quantify, orchestrate. This is your optimization loop. The beginning stage is innovate. Test a better way to do something, whether it's in your sales script, your marketing efforts, the uniform for your staff. Test something new. The second step is to quantify. Measure the result. Did it come faster or slower? Cheaper or more expensive? More profitable, or the profit margins went down? Measure, track those numbers. And the next step is to orchestrate. After you find your winning change, something innovative that you tried new inside of your business and it works because you track the numbers, lock in your winner as a new standard, create a SOP, train your team, and make sure your team follows this protocol in a consistent and effective way. Because there's a mindset we have to remember that's being emphasized in the email. What gets tested gets improves. What gets tested improves. What gets tracked sticks. And what gets systemized scales. Most small business owners never track the numbers, and they never train their teams based on the new standards. That's what they fail. A successful business, it tracks the numbers, it tracks the data, it makes decisions based on the data, and then after they found their winning product or the winning service or the something new that they tried and it works based on the numbers, they create operation manuals, they create protocols, they create systems, and they train their team around it. That's why they're so successful. It's super simple, but it's super effective, and most small business owners really don't do that. I have a client that's a local med spa from New York City, and when we started working together, one of the first things we did, we tried 3 different onboarding scripts. One version improved the upselling by 40%. After seeing those crazy results, we quickly made a decision that this is our new onboarding script. We quickly built the SOP around it, and we trained the team around it. Now every new hire that comes in, that's the onboarding script he uses right away, because we know it brings more upsells, we know the clients are happier, and we know it works. We tried something new, we innovated, we quantified, we look at the data, and then we orchestrated, we made it our new SOP, the new operation manual, and we trained the team around that. One small change can shift your entire revenue, but only if you test it, you track it, and then you lock it in properly. Step number 6 is a step that most small business owners don't think it's even possible, but it's design the business around your life. Too many people build a business that becomes their prison. They feel stuck in it. They feel trapped. They start resenting it after a certain period of time. But the truth is, most business owners start a business for freedom, not to be trapped in it for 12 to 14-hour days. Ask yourself a genuine question. What does your ideal day look like? What do you want to do? What roles do you want to keep inside of your business? Which roles do you want to replace? Like, if you're really good at sales, do you really want to be taking care of finances and bookkeeping? Or if you're really good at operations, do you really want to do business development? Define what it is that you like to do. Define what your natural core strengths are. Where do you get energy from? And stick to that, and make a plan to delegate the rest. And ask yourself, how can my business serve my life, not steal my life? And the E-Myth shows us in a very clear way that we have to build a business the same way architect builds his home, with intention, not by accident. You have to have a plan, you have to have a path, and you have to go by it and stick by it and work towards it. That was step number 6 that most business owners overlook, and that's why they fail. The next step is all about working on the business, not in it, right? It's the Michael Gerber is very famous for that line, and for a reason. It's a great line, because when you work in the business, you're busy, right? It seems like you're productive. When you work on the business, you build the business. Working in the business could be fulfilling orders, doing the service, answering emails, solving problems, firefighting your staff's problems, could be answering client calls, whatever it is, right? And working on the business is documenting the processes, building systems, hiring the right people, training your staff properly, planning for growth, trying to make new partnerships, trying to expand into new markets or services. That's why the CEO time is a very important time. You have to start small, but you have to block 1 hour a week where you work on the business, not in it. 1 hour a week just for CEO time. Use that hour to document tasks, to build processes, to fix bottlenecks, to do something that will help you long term, to do something that will help you build the asset that's called your business. Because every big empire, every big building, it always starts with one block being laid intentionally. That's what you have to do inside of your business. The next lesson from the E-Myth is that we have to build a McDonald's, not a mess. Like we mentioned before, your service isn't the real product. Your business is the product. If you have a business that only works because of you, and by the way, most small business owners have a business that depends on them, and they're the glue holding everything together. Without them, there's no business. So the truth is, a lot of them don't have a business; they have a job with overhead. Ray Kroc, from the famous movie about McDonald's, which is a great movie, by the way. I'd really recommend every entrepreneur to watch this movie. He didn't flip the burgers, he didn't cut the pickles, he wasn't making the fries. He built a machine, he built a system that did, right? Every fry, every shake, every burger, every order is identical. It's consistent. It's predictable, no matter what state you're in, no matter who the chef is, no matter who the employees are. That's power, that's freedom, that's real leverage, and that's how you build a real business. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. If somebody can follow your process and get to the same outcome without you being in the middle, that's success. Because if somebody is able to do that without texting you 12 times in the middle, you build something scalable. So what can you do today, right? You can you can take one process inside of your CEO time and write bullet points or checklist of how do you get it done. And then after you write it, you give it to a new employee or 18-year-old kid and you ask him, would you be able to follow this? Is it clear? If the answer is yes, you record a quick video walkthrough, you combine the checklist and the bullet point with the video, and you hand it over to your staff. You do it for every task and every process inside of your business. The next step in the E-Myth is think like a franchise, even if you're not franchising. Most small business owners don't think about franchising, and that's completely fine. But that could be the reason they're failing. Right? McDonald's doesn't win because of its secret recipes. It wins because every 19-year-old kid, whether you're in Texas and Kansas or New York City, can make that burger. He can make that burger exactly the same way, no matter where you are in the world. Even if you never think about franchising, that a mindset you have to have is the turnkey mindset. Even if you never think about franchising, think like you might. Could this be duplicated 10 times? Would every client get the same experience? Would a new hire know exactly what to do? You have to systemize every part of your business. It will take time, and that's fine, but start small. Systemize everything inside of your business. Build simple checklists, bullet points, and training docs. These day and age, you can use AI, you can use Loom to make it even simpler. You have to run your business like a machine, like clockwork. It has to run without you. And a question that you always have to keep in mind to really understand this question is, if somebody would buy my business tomorrow, could it run without me? And be honest with yourself. If the answer is no, that's your time to build systems, that's your time to build protocols, that's your time to build training docs, not just hustle and grind. The next step is about managing system, which most small business owners never even think about that. Don't build your business around A players. You have to build a business and a system that makes average people, excellent. Too many business owners hope to find the unicorn employees. Smart founders and successful business owners build SOPs, operational manuals, and like trainings that make it impossible to fail. Think about it. A strong system doesn't require brilliance. A weak system requires A-star players and miracles. So in the next CEO time, you have to take one task, you have to document it, you have to make those bullet points, you have to make those quick videos, and turn the confusion into clarity. Create something so simple everybody can follow. Think like a builder, not like a firefighter. Systems don't just free your time, they make your team more confident, more consistent, and less dependent on you. Let's look at this from a practical moves you can start today. The first thing is audit your time, right? How much of your week is being spent on a technician, doing the work as a manager, tracking the work, managing the work, or the entrepreneur, designing the business? You have to really be honest with yourself and track your time, audit your time. The next step is pick one task to delegate. Record 5-minute video explaining it, create SOPs, create the checklist, the bullet points, and hand it off. Watch what happens. Take one part of your business, document it the proper way, and hand it off, delegate it. You do it in the CEO time. After you schedule a CEO time, block 60 minutes a week, 1 hour a week where there's no emails, no client work. Use that time to build or document the one task or system. Start building the machine. Start feeding your business the proper things it needs. Create your franchise prototype. If you had 10 locations, could your business survive? Or would the business fall apart? Start solving to that. In your CEO time, create more tasks, more delegation, more repeatable processes so you can have the franchise prototype. And really define your primary aim, not just your business, but like your life. What do you want to do with your life? Which position do you want to be? You have to see it in the right role inside of your business, like EOS and Traction say. Now reverse engineer the business to make your life possible. Because the truth is, you don't need hustle to grow. You don't need to scale your business with hustle and grind. You need to build a machine that works with or without you. And that's what the E-Myth is really all about. It's not about owning a business. It's about building a business that runs and functions without being dependent on you. A business that grows without burning you out. And if that's what you want, I can help you with that. If this video hit home and you're ready to systemize your business so it scales, frees you up from the day-to-day, or becomes a sellable asset, click the link below. It's not some overpriced business coach who never ran a company in his life. It's not some generic online course, and it's not some theory with fluff. It's a straight up practical video where I show you how I help small business owners increase the bottom line, increase the profit margins, work less inside of your business, being able to step away from the day-to-day operations and create an asset that's a business that's sellable and value a lot of money that investors would die to buy. Yeah, it's a funnel. It's my website. I'm not hiding that. And by the way, you really don't have to click it. I'm being very, very serious. Only check it out if you're thinking about systemizing your business to scale and you're serious about working less, making more, and actually preparing your business to be something great. That's it for this one. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want more videos like that. I believe in you. Thank you so much for watching. Now go out there and build a business that you love.